Okay, so there we go. What percent of 280, what percent, I'll just rewrite it here a little bigger. What percent of 280 is 98? Yeah, 98 is 98. Okay, so percentage word problems. Sounds challenging, but it's really not. I'll just show you just a direct translation method, which will be real easy. MathExcel does a little different method. If you click on the help button, question help, they use a different method with two equal fractions. That's fine. I never care how you do things on the test. I'm fine with any method as long as you get the right answer. I am very happy. It doesn't matter to me how you got there. But I'm going to show you what I have found is easiest for students, so I'm going to deviate from MathExcel here. So anyway, you probably don't even look much at it, so it doesn't matter. What percent? So I'm just going to directly translate. I'm not going to use fractions, just direct translation. Whenever they put the what or the unknown thing, that's always your x. So what percent? Just call that x. I'm just going to go direct translation. Of 280. Do you know what of always means in a word problem for math? It means multiply. Yeah, of 280 means times 280. So what percent, that's x, of 280 times 280 is, what does is always mean in a word problem? Equal. That's always equal, because if something, Johnny is 13, his age equals 13, right? 98. So there I just went directly from English to math. That's my suggestion. Just go real straight like that. And then you got to solve for x, right? So have a little, here's the equation, left side, right side. Got to solve for x. So go ahead and solve for x. And remember, in the end, you got to turn it into a percentage. How do I know? Well, they said what percent, right? They're asking for percent. And plus, there's a percent symbol on the answer box. So go ahead and solve for x and use your calculator and then turn it into percentage when you're done. So what do we do to solve for x? Divide by the 280 on both sides. So x equals, I don't know. What is it? 0.49. Did it have any, was it just straight 0.49 or was there more to it?
It's 35. Yeah, it's 35.
49 does seem a little high to me. 35? Yeah. Is it 35 straight or is there more to it?
35 straight.
35 straight. Okay, so that's the decimal. We have to turn that into a percentage. That's 35%, right? Remember, decimal moves two places when you do the percent. That's why there's two zeros in the percent symbol. There we go. Is that good? Questions on that? So just straight direct translation. That's how we're going to do all these. Different varieties they can give you. These first three will really be everything. So, all right. Well, that's not true. Then they give a couple other word problems where they change things up. So what is 65% of 780? What is 65% of 780? So let's try real direct translation, just straight as it comes. So the what? That's my x. What number, what percent, or just what? That's always x. The thing you don't know, right? The unknown, what number, what percent, or just what, that's always your x. Take it from there, is equal. That's your equals, right? And you're going to have to turn that percentage into a decimal to use in your calculations, right? 65%, just make that 0.65 decimal. Of 780.
Multiply.
Yeah, multiply 780. Times, right? Of is times. So of 780. So notice this one's even easier because x is already alone. I don't have to divide by anything or do anything to get x alone. It just naturally is alone. So I just multiply those numbers on the right side, my calculator, and I'm good right there. What is it, 507? 507. And there we go. Is that okay? See how I'm just doing direct translation? Words straight to math. Questions on that one? Okay. Okay, so 11% of what number is 0.4? All right, try that one. Direct translation again. So 11%, got to turn that into a decimal for calculations, right? 0.11, two places. Of what number? Of means times. The what number is just your x, right? Is your equals 0.4. So there's our equation just by direct translation. We're going to have to get x alone this time because it's not automatically alone this time. So go ahead and solve for x, and that should be your answer. So what do I do to solve for x?
Divide by 11.
Divide by that 0.11. Cancels. And
X equals 3.6.
3, like exactly, or?
0.63, but then we round to the nearest 10.
Oh, you're right, good observation. Yeah, it says up here in the blue. The blue is where they tell you what they want. Round to the nearest tenth. So 3.63, remember tenths place is got 1 0 in it, it's one place after the decimal. So that, yeah, we'll just round it to 3.6. It's not a percentage or anything, how do I know? Well, it doesn't say what percentage, it says what number. Not only that, there's not a percentage symbol on the answer box, right? So I'm not moving any decimals or anything like that. It's just the number 3.6. Is that good on that? See how the direct translation works? Questions on that one? If you have any questions on your calculator, grab me at the breaks and stuff. Glad to help you with your individual calculators. They're all a little different, so I can't really say one thing for everybody. So grab me if you're having trouble with any of this kind of little stuff with your calculator. Add if you focus on what they're saying. Okay. You don't really need to read, I'm always trying to get out of the words. You don't really need all those words. Blah, 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 blah. In the end, what do they want? Oh, always hone in on the question first, right? That's the most important part of all the stuff. Is what do they? Hey, what do you really want from me in the end? You want Mary's burger sales. All right. Where's Mary? Here's Mary. Mary's 9%. So you want 9%, which is 0.09, right? 0.09. Mary's 9% of all burger sales, isn't she, right? She's 9% of, what's up? Times. She's 9%, Mary is 9% of the total. What's the total? It's right there. I mean, that's all you need is that number and that percentage. The other percentages, we don't even need them. Just 9% of times 39. That's all we got to do. Right? Mary has got 9% of the pie up there. 9% of the total, 9% times the total, 39. So somebody got a calculator on that? 35.1. So I don't see it there. 35.1? Oh, it's 3. Yeah, the decimal's going to be two places back. 3.51. Thank you. 3.51. So there it is, answer C. Is that good on that? Questions on that? So I did that, so all I got to grab is the total and Mary's percentage. 9% of the total is Mary. Around. So we got a basketball player. All you need is the 43 and the 282, but what do we do with them? Well, 43.4%, that's the percentage shooting successfully. So 43.4% of attempted shots is the made shots. That's basically the idea. I'd made my own sentence, but that's how it works, right? 43.4% of those you attempt is the number you make, is the made number, right? Is the number you make. Does that make sense logically? Somebody would say, you know, I make, or you could say that if you, the number I make is, how about that? Is that better? The number I make, the number the person makes is 43.4% of those attempted. Right? You make a percentage of all you try. All right, so with that in mind, the 43.4, you've got to make that into a decimal. We'll go back 2 places, 0.434. The 282, is that the number made or the number attempted? Well, it says right next to it, he made. He made. So that's over here. And the is the equals. And then attempted, what's that? Well, that's what they're asking for, so that's my x. Of, so times. Does that make sense how I came up with that little equation? I just kind of put it in my own words and said, look, the number you make is a percentage of those you try. Percentage of those you attempt. Right? The number you make is equals a percentage of times those you try. And they told me 282 was the made ones, and they're asking me for the tried ones, or the attempted ones, the x. Does that make sense? You always take a percentage of the total tried, don't you? To get the number made. All right, so anyway, solve for x. How do you solve for x there? Divide by 0.434. Boom. X equals, somebody got that? Should be more than 282. We're looking for a bigger number, right? Because he tried more.
649.76, so we round it to, what,
650? You said 649.76?
Yeah.
And they want round to nearest integers, that means whole number. So 650?
Mm-hmm.
So he tried 650 shots. Made 282. Just under half. Is that good on that? Does that make sense? Just kind of turn it into your own words. So some people like it this way. They go part equals percentage of the whole. That's basically the idea, right? The part that were made is a percentage of the whole number tried. That's another way if you like that better. Number attempted, right? A part is a percentage of the whole, isn't it? That's basically the idea. That's the idea with percentage equations. A part is equals a percent of the whole number attempted. That's basically what I wrote here. The part he made is a percentage of the total amount attempted. That's always how percentage works. The part is the percent of the whole, right? All right.